Right, hi everyone. This is me, your professor, Dr. Ruiz, and I am going to show you how to do research for your research project. The instructions for the project are posted on Canvas. They are right here. Please go ahead and read them. Make sure that you use the database Opposing Viewpoints to do your research and that you choose 2 peer-reviewed articles on a particular topic that you choose, all right? You need 2 peer-reviewed articles, and you need to summarize each article, and each summary must be at least 500 words. And you have the guidelines here on how to summarize an article or any source efficiently. And then you have the template for the citation, right? We'll talk more about this in a second. Right, so be sure to read the instructions and I will walk you through how to do research for the project. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go to your MyVC and log in, and then you type in search the library. There we go. And you click on search the library, and that brings you to the library catalog. We are not going to use the catalog to do research for this project. We are going to use the databases. So you want to go up here and click on databases A to Z. And the database that we're using, right, we said it was Opposing Viewpoints. So we're going to click on the letter O and look for Opposing Viewpoints, which is the second result. And here we are, Opposing Viewpoints. So the next thing you should do is just scroll all the way down and click this tab where it says Browse All 491 Issues. And yes, you have a list of 491 issues to choose from. So choose one of your liking, of your interest, and then you do research on it. So let's say that I am interested in, let's say, food, fast food. All right, so going to do research on fast food. So I chose this topic. The next thing you want to do is read the overview. And then you read the overview, the main ideas, what's the conversation on it, and you make up your mind of whether you are really interested on this topic and you want to do further research on it or not. If you don't, you find out you don't really like this topic, you're not passionate about it, you just go to the list and choose another one, yeah? But let's suppose that I read the overview and I really like it and I want to do research on it. So the next step would be to go up here where it says advanced search and do research. So we type the topic and then we use the limiters. You want to use full text documents, so click that, and peer-reviewed journals, so also click that. This is going to ensure that you get articles that are readily available to you in their entirety. And the second limiter is going to ensure that you only get results from peer-reviewed journals. Notice that it says peer-reviewed journals, not articles. We need articles, all right? So we need to know the characteristics of a peer-reviewed source to make sure that the articles that we choose are indeed peer-reviewed. The journal can be peer-reviewed, but not everything in the journal is going to be peer-reviewed. So it's like a magazine, right? So you get a magazine, but you have good content in there, you have articles in there, but you also have like ads and letters to the editor and whatever else. The same thing happens with journals. All right, so we want to make sure that we know the characteristics of a peer-reviewed source so that we can make sure that we choose an article that is actually peer-reviewed. So you go to the module, this week's module, and then you click on peer-reviewed sources and you read the characteristics of a peer-reviewed source, right? And we see that the authors need to have credentials. The article must have references or citations. We look at the format, we look at the language, and all the other characteristics, right? So make sure that you read this page and that you know and understand what is a peer-reviewed source, and also watch the video so that you also know and understand what the process of peer review is like. Nevertheless, we go back to where we were and we click the 2 limiters, and then we also are going to be mindful about dates because we want articles that are fairly recent. I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years old is good. We don't want sources that are like 20 or 15 years old. That's outdated. So let's say that I'll go with 2019 to 2026. That's like, what, 7 years old? That's good. And once we're done with the limiters and dates, we click search. And we have 69 results. Yeah. So you go through the list and you choose 2 articles that you like. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one. All right, we have an article here, but ooh, this is already a red flag. This article is really short. I can see that here. Let me go and check the PDF just in case. You're going to see that you have tools up here. The first tool is to cite the source. This is where you get the citation. We'll come back to this later. You can also send the article to your Google Drive, your OneDrive, or any email address that you have. And then we have download, which is what we want to do so that we get the PDF. So let's see what the article actually looks like. This is only 2 pages long. And we do not see evidence of research. There's no references, no citations, and it's only 2 pages long. This is not good. So we go back and we choose another article that we like. All right, so this one looks good. Let's check it out. This looks much better. We have an abstract. This is also a characteristic of peer-reviewed articles. They have an abstract. But nevertheless, I want the PDF. Let me see what this actually looks like in its original form. Oh, it looks good. Yes, we have an abstract. This is lengthy. It's 22 pages long. That's a good indication because, as you know, integrating research into your writing is going to make it longer. Okay, so we need to figure this out. So we have an abstract, that's good. We have the names of the authors. We need to make sure that the authors have the appropriate credentials, meaning we need to know what where they work, what are the degrees, etc. And we have this information right here. So the first author works at the North Carolina State University. The second author at the University of Utah. The third author works at North Carolina State University. All right, so they're scholars. That's a good sign. What else? The abstract is a good sign. The abstract is a summary. It's a short summary of the article. And this is just a way for you to know whether you're actually interested in the article or not. So before reading the whole thing, you read the abstract and you determine whether that article is indeed interesting to you or relevant to your research or not. If it is, you keep on reading, and if it isn't, then you find another article. So let's suppose that I read the abstract, it looks great, and I want to move on with this article. Next thing I need to do is make sure that we have research in here. So let's go to the very last pages of the article, and we have evidence of research. We have a references section with citations. So these authors went through 79 sources when they wrote this article, and that shows that they did their research and they were diligent about it. This is a great sign. And if you look at the article itself, you can also see some data, right? Some evidence of research, numeric data. All that is good. They're good signs. All right, so let's suppose that I found my article. So the next thing I want to do, obviously, is read it, and then after that, summarize it. Your summary must be at least 500 words long. Once I'm done with that, I need to document it because that's the responsible thing that we do. We document all our sources. So we go to Cite, make sure that it's set to MLA, and this is the citation for that source. So what we want to do is make sure that the citation is correct. These are computer-generated citations and they're not perfect. I can already see that we don't have these capital letters, these words that need to be capitalized, they are not. So I need to go in and fix that and capitalize, yeah? Another thing is the page number. That's definitely not a page number. So I just need to enter the page numbers. All right, so just go back 1 to 22, that's fine. Yeah, so that it looks like an actual page number and not something weird. Yeah, so that's what we need to do. So you're going to be asked to provide the citation. So I suggest that you copy paste it onto Word. Make sure that it's Times New Roman and size 12 and double spaced. Doing hanging indent is a good idea because citations should be indented using hanging indent. So under citation, right, under citation, just go to, or indentation, I'm sorry, just go to hanging. We click OK, and that's the citation. So yeah, just go ahead and fix those capital letters where they need to go, right? You keep on going and you fix them. And then we need to fix the page number. This is really weird for a page number. So page numbers, and that's it. That's your citation, right? Keep fixing the capital letters. So how do you know what the citations should look like? Go to the instructions and you have the template. So you compare the computer-generated citation to the MLA template, which is this one that you have here. And notice that it's color-coded. So notice that the first thing we need is the last name of the author, comma, first name period. Make sure that you pay attention to punctuation. That comma needs to be there, the period needs to be there. The title of the article in quotation marks, right? There's a period inside the quotation marks. Make sure it's there. Capital letters where they need to go. Journal title goes in italics, followed by a comma. The next thing is the volume and the issue, VOL, abbreviation for volume, comma, and O, abbreviation for number, followed by a comma. Make sure those are there. Then we need the publication date, followed by a comma. We need the page numbers, preceded by the abbreviation for page, followed by a period. These are inclusive page numbers, so you need the page number where the article starts and the number where it ends. We need the database in italics, followed by a comma, and then the permalink or DOI, right? So luckily, the computer-generated citation mostly has all the information in there. We just need to cross-check and make sure that things are correct, right? Like those capital letters, page number, all those little details, all right? So that is how we do research for the research project. You would have to go and find another article on your topic, whichever article. Let's say that I'm interested in this one. And then go to the PDF. 17 pages, looks good. Authors, credentials for the authors, abstract is looking good. Make sure that you have references or evidence of research. Here they are, all of the citations. Yeah. So just make sure to check your sources and to have those 2 peer-reviewed articles and to summarize each one. All right, and that's how we do research for the research project. That's all. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. Remember, it's pretty easy. Yeah, so we started, to recap, we go to opposing viewpoints. Let's just go to opposing viewpoints again. We go to the topics or issues. We choose one, whichever you want. Let's go with drones. You read the overview. If you like it, you decide that's a good topic for you. You go to advanced search. Then you enter your topic in here. You use your limiters, full text and peer reviewed. You choose your date range. Let's say 2020. Well, 2020. All right, let's see what we get with 2020. Whoops. So that's going to give me results that are, at the most, 6 years old. Remember, the shorter the date range, the less results you're going to get, obviously. And then we click search. We get 109 sources. We need to choose 2. Let's see what looks interesting here. Ooh, this is nice. All right. Something about the news and drone usage. And then we look at the source. This looks good. It has an abstract. We go to download so that we get the PDF. 10 pages, looks good. Do we have author? Yes. Where do they work? A university, looks good. We have an abstract. Next up, do we have evidence of research? We do. Look at all the citations. So this person read, it starts over here. All right, and they read all of these citations, all of these sources, not citations, sources, on the topic before writing their paper, or article, and that's a good sign. And this also has a little blurb about the author and their credentials and their publications. That's a good sign. Notice that citations are indented using hanging indent, right? So let's take this citation. You notice that the first line is not indented and the second and third line are. The same with the following citation and the same with the next one. This is called hanging indent, and it allows us to differentiate one citation from the next. These citations do not follow MLA format. This is probably written in APA, which is fine. They followed APA for their journal. That's fine. Not journal, article, I'm sorry, which is fine. And they are arranged in alphabetical order, which is the way it should be, right? Starting with the letter, a number actually, number 6, and then into letters, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it keeps on going, which is how citations should be organized in alphabetical order. Right, so you choose your 2 articles, make sure that they are peer-reviewed, summarize each one. Remember, I give you some tips here on how to write an effective or efficient summary. And that's all, my friends. Make sure to document your sources and check the citation. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.